Well, I want to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Chandra Aditya, and I'm from Digital Office Administration Class B with name 17 12 42 3037. Okay, this time I will present the segment of summarizing video and text. So, in the first material, okay, so in the first material, we discuss about Sigmund Freud is introduction to Freud personality theory. Sigmund Freud is a well-known figure in psychology who proposed a theory of personality. Freud believed that the mind is divided into three components. The first is the IG, the ego, and the superego. These components work together to create personality, but they can also conflict with another one. Okay, the next is what is the ID, ego, and the superego? The ID is the unconscious part of our personality that operates based on the pleasure principle. Seeks immediate gratification without considering consequence. The ego is the rational and realistic part of our personality that operates based on the reality principle. It helps us make decisions that are in our best if they are not always what we want. The superego is the moral part of our personality that operates based on the morality principle. It represents our internalized value and ideals and strive for perfection. And then the next is the pleasure principle. The the pleasure principle is a fundamental principle in psychoanalysis. It states that people will always seek to avoid pain and seek pleasure. According to Freud, the idea is driven by the pleasure principle, constantly seeking immediate gratification and avoiding pain. Next is the reality principle. The reality principle is another fundamental principle is psychoanalysis. It states that people will always strive to adapt to reality and avoid unpleasant experience. The ego operates based on the reality principle, helping us make decisions that are in our best interest, even if they are not always what we want. And then next is the morality principle. Morality principle is a fundamental principle in psychoanalysis. It states that people will always strive to follow societal norms and values. The superego operates based on the morality principle and the representing our internalized values and ideals and striving for perfection. Next is conflict between components. The ID, ego, and superego often conflict with each other, leading to internal conflicts and personality disorders. For example, the ID may want to act impulsive and irresponsible, while the ego and superego might want to make more rational and responsible decisions. And then the defense mechanism are psychological strategies that individuals use to protect themselves from unpleasant thoughts, feeling, or experience. Some common defense mechanisms include denial, repression, projection, and rationalism. Okay, the next is Sigmund Freud personality theory. Uh, I want to introduce the first Sigmund Freud is Sigmund Freud, born in 1856 and died in 1939, was an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis, a therapy, a therapeutic, a therapeutic method for treating mental illness through dialogue between a patient and a psychoanalysis. Freud is considered one of the most influential figures in the history of psychology, and his theories on personality development and the unconscious mind continue to shape our understanding of human behavior and emotion. Okay, first is the conscious mind. The conscious mind contains ideas, thoughts, and feelings of which we are aware. It makes up 10% of our psyche. Next is the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is well below the surface of awareness. It contains repressed memories, traumatic experience, unacceptable urges, and primitive instinct. The preconscious the preconscious mind contains material that can easily be recalled. It makes up 50 to 60% of our psyche. The ID is the only component of personality present at birth. It is entirely unconscious. It seeks immediate satisfaction of instinctual urges and desires. And then the next, the ego emerges as the child grows and interacts with the external world. It operates according to the reality principle. It is the rational decision-making component of personality. Application of Freud theories. Freud theories can be applied to understand and analyze character in literature, film, and real life. For example, the ID, ego, and superego can be used to understand and describe a personality. The superego, the superego emerged around age 5. Is it the self-evaluative and moralistic component of personality? It provides guidelines for making judgment and focus on how we are to behave. And then the last is defense mechanism. Defense mechanisms are employed by the ego to help reduce anxiety. Example include repression, denial, projection, reaction information, and sublimation. Okay, I think that's all for my presentation. I'm sorry if I have wrong word or something more or less. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.